Spit to the beat. Podcast. It's all about inside the music industry.
Nobody do it better. And welcome to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacey, aka Beat Unstoppable Prayer. Hey, y'all can definitely check us out right now. We are live on Facebook at Stacey Be Unstoppable Prayer and Stacey Spit to the Beat Prayer. Definitely go on my YouTube channel at Spit to the Beat. Log in, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. I definitely would appreciate you becoming one of my sponsor and a listener. Thank you again for joining me on Spit to the Beat podcast. I am live in the studio. Got a very special guest joining me today. He's known all over the city and soon to be known all over the world with his paintings, his drawing. The young man is incredibly talented. I have seen him grow over the couple of years that I just known him. And he did a painting for me in my own home. So I've been super excited, and I've been watching him. We keep tabs on to see how he has progressed, and he has elevated him and his beautiful wife. They are a team that God is just taking them to another level each and every year. So I know 2024 going to be so awesome that we hadn't seen nothing yet. But today I want to bring in home my guest, my friend, the artist, the painter, Jason Colbert. How you doing, man?
I can't complain one bit. I'm happy to be here. I really am.
Good.
And so,
tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, first thing first, my name is Jason. Man, born and raised here in Memphis, Tennessee. 31 years old. I've been doing art my entire life, but it took to 2016 to start doing it as a business. One thing about me is I'm a humongous family man. And I stick very close to home and to the things that I love and to the things I believe in. So that's why I truly believe that, this whole art thing is going to take off. And it's going to be worldwide, like you just said.
Yeah. Born and raised here. Look, let's talk about, for the people to get to know you a little bit more. What inspired you?
Oh, God. The main thing that inspires me all the time is colors.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up here in Memphis, this is a large bowl of different type of cultures of people. So when you look at my art pieces, it's not just, black and white, and not saying there's anything wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But my art pieces is a staple of their environment that I grew up around. So every piece that I create and every piece that I'm going to create in the future is going to be based out of Memphis and my culture, my experience, and the love for the things that I have. So that's what really inspired me and keeps me going.
Awesome. Let's talk about a little bit of your artistic work. How do you go about designing your process and everything and coming out with a beautiful final product?
So, my God, my process is so simple. Number one, I always ask myself, what do I want to say?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I ask, what do people need to hear? So I don't just paint for myself. I paint for the people around me and the people that's either hurt, broken, or need to have a sense of happiness.
Okay.
So my process, I always ask those two questions. I do the sketch and I ask my wife. My wife is the backbone of Life in Color Studio. So I asked my wife, hey, what is this saying to you, or what should I do better, or what should I change?
Mm-hmm.
And with her input, because she is very big on emotions and everything. So with her input, it really takes my artwork to a whole nother level. I just take what she say, put it down on canvas. So that's.
And I think that you just to get out what you just said, I think about your paintings that you talk about the healing and things like that. Do you go in with that mindset to change the person, or you want the person attitude and behavior when they look at your painting to be moved by it?
God, it's both.
Okay.
So I go in with the mindset. Yes. So I go in with the mindset, and I listen to my customers, or I listen to the cries of the people, and I say, all right, cool. So they need something that's going to speak life into them. And I know that one of the most powerful colors to ever use is the color red. Red is passionate, and in certain times red is angry as well, but it depends on who you're talking to. So when I go in, I ask myself, what do I need to say to this particular person, or to this particular group?
Mhm.
And then after I talk to them, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So now you told me this, and I hear this as well. So that's an add on to the art piece. So, like I said, I'm not just creating something that's supposed to look good, but I'm creating something that's supposed to feel good.
Wow.
So it's deeper than that. What?
So it kind of gives you your theme, your subject, or what you're going into when you start painting. You kind of feel like, this is where I'm going. This is the direction. Have you had a mid direction change one time painting?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Let me tell you, I've had companies reach out to me and say, "Hey, we want something that's more presidential."
Mhm.
Um, and I'll get started on it. And then after they look at it, and they go over all of the over everybody's opinions and everything. And they'll say, "Hey, Mr. Jason, I know we said we wanted something presidential, but how about you make something a little bit more personal?" I can definitely do that. Making something presidential is a little too concrete. It's not a lot of flexibility.
Right.
So when you look at that, you're just going to just see one thing. But you want me to make something personal? Say less. I can do that for you.
Mhm.
I can put the emotions, I can put the character, I can put all of those things in this one painting. So I've had a lot of mid shift changes, but it's all about pivoting and learning how to adapt.
Yeah.
It's not going to always be perfect. It's not going to always be easy.
Cool. Let's talk about we jumped ahead, but I definitely wanted to touch on how you came up with life and colors.
So,
I'm understanding it more now because we are talking, but I want you to explain it.
oh man, I came up with Life in Colors. Um, First thing first, my favorite, one of my favorite bands of all time is One Republic. I can listen to them repeatedly, like
Mhm.
without skipping a song. And they came out with a song called Life in Color, and that song, it speaks life, and it speaks to the childish creative side of us, and it speaks to helping us grow, not just as a person, but as a leader,
Yeah.
as a public figure. It speaks to that. So when I started Life in Colors, it was directly to that aspect of people's nature, trying to pull something out of them that we either forgot or we never had.
Mhm.
So I needed something that was going to, help catapult not just myself, but other people. So Life in Colors,
Mm.
studio, make it more artsy.
There you go. Look, we're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about this beautiful painting that you brought to the studio. We'll be right back, okay?
You're listening to Spit to the Beat podcast with your host, the one, the only Stacy B. Unstoppable per year.
Good.
Hey, this is Stacy, aka Beat Unstoppable Per Year with Spit to the Beat podcast. Would you like to be my guest if you're a singer, songwriter, musician, producer, or promoter? Give me a call at 901-341-6777 or email me at myguest@spittothebeat.com. And we're back to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacy, aka Be Unstoppable Prayer. And joining me in the studio is my guy, Jason, the painter, the artist. I'm just putting the name on him, but I'm letting him describe himself. But he's amazing young talent artist, man, and he's all over the city of Memphis. Not even hard to find. We're gonna get into the details how you can get in touch with him later. But joining me right now, we're talking about this beautiful artwork that he brought in the studio. Jason, tell us about this, man.
Oh, so fun fact behind this entire piece, I created something very similar 2 years ago, and it was for Lowe's. So when Lowe's approached me again this year, they was like, "Hey, we want something that represent Memphis, something that's going to speak life to our workers." So they wanted to purchase this. So after I set up for a couple of days, couple of weeks actually, set up for a couple of weeks, I came out with the drawing, I colored it, I presented it to them, they loved it. So then they came back to me and it was like, "Hey, that looks great. However, we want something that's more Lowsy." And I'm like, "Okay, I could put a truck on it for you, like, right there on the little bridge, or I could put Lowe's on one of the buildings." So then they said, "Hey, how about this? Do a simple drawing of Lowe's and then put this on there." And I was like, "I can't do that. This is
Oh
way too
wow.
personal."
Uh,
So after I
so
created it,
this is the original painting that they were telling you to put the Lowe's
yes,
stuff. Okay,
this
go.
is the original piece. And when they approached me, it was going to be massive. It was going to be a mural at first.
Okay.
So they approached me. I came out with the design. I showed them how big it was going to be on the wall. They loved it. We talking numbers, we talking figures, and after that, they switched up the whole thing. Remember, like you said, have you ever had a
A
a
transition
transition? That's
moment.
what
Yeah,
that
in the
was.
middle of something. Yeah.
In the middle of it.
Yeah.
So after that, they came up with all these other ideas. I'm listening, and I'm like, "No, man, like this is bigger than me. Like this is for my city." So after all that back and forth with them, I sat down with my wife and I was like, "Yo, babe, I think I need to do this for myself. I need to put this on a big canvas and I need to really specify the life of Memphis." So when I created this, my mindset was on speaking not to what I see, because when you talk to your average Memphian, they'll tell you the the crime and everything that's happening in Memphis.
Right.
But with this is all about speaking life over our city, over our people. So every brushstroke that I put down was intentional. I wanted people to feel what Memphis is. Stop paying attention to what you see on the news, because, in all honesty, it's easy to walk by sight, but it's hard to walk by fear.
Yeah.
So with this painting, I wanted that to be known, like, "Hey, bro, we're bigger than what you've been saying on the news. Like, bro, like we're colorful, we're
Yeah.
passionate, we're love, we're more than what you think we are." So
Have you named this piece?
yes, the name of this piece, and the name of this piece is called DNA, the Soul of Memphis.
DNA, the
Yes, sir.
soul of
The
Memphis.
Soul of Memphis.
Wow. And how did that come about? How did that strike you?
I,
You
I, I
just
just
looked at it.
yeah, I sat down. I named it before I even got done with it.
Wow.
So I sat down. Um, I was like 75% done with the Memphis Grizzly Bear, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, DNA.
Mhm.
That's what I'm gonna name this. So then after I put DNA on it, the Soul of Memphis,
Yeah.
and I was like, say less. Okay,
Yeah.
DNA, the Soul of Memphis. So when people ask, like, "Hey, what is this?" DNA, the Soul of Memphis.
That's tight.
Yeah,
I love it.
I wanted people to feel.
Yeah.
So that's how this right here came about.
Are we expecting let me ask you, what keep you inspired? What motivates you to keep painting?
Jesus.
Because I know we tackle a lot of different things in life, and life has its way of embarking on our lives. So what keep you inspired and motivated?
The main thing that keeps me inspired is remembering why I got started.
Yeah, the why. Okay.
Like the why it's such a normal question. However, it's such a powerful question. So my why is my family. My why is my purpose, my community, Memphis. That's my why. So anytime I get frustrated, or God forbid I want to quit, I always go back to that. Like, all right, okay, cool. I remember why I started. And then I also remember that, hey, I haven't got this far. It's been 4 years with Life in Color Studio. I ain't going nowhere. If I stop, it's because I chose to stop. And I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. That's a particular type of lifestyle I'm trying to live. My wife is not a
Speak it into existence.
man, I swear. My wife ain't no 2-bedroom type of woman.
Yeah.
I got 3 kids now.
Yeah.
So
you've been making some babies.
So like I'm trying to get somewhere, and I know that art is going to get me there.
Mhm.
I'm not good at a 9 to 5. Like I'm a great worker, but I'm not mentally conditioned for a 9 to 5. So to get to the type of lifestyle that I want, I know this is going to take me there.
You gonna make it happen.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Or die trying.
there you go. Your determination. I know because I see it. I said this young man, he determined to make this art. Because I think I knew that you did pick up a job for a minute, but then I ain't see it no more. And then I just started seeing you places after places all over the city of Memphis. I said, okay, I see what he's doing. I've been lifting you up in prayers as
Thank
far as making it happen too, man. Definitely, you and your wife, man. Yeah, it's done. It's done. It's already in the
you.
atmosphere to happen.
I'm definitely praying over it because I'm,
Yeah.
I'm I'm like, man, I can't. The first job I ever had, man, it was in a warehouse.
Uh-huh.
And I wasn't told to go out there and follow my dreams. I wasn't told that. So I was told to go get a 9 to 5.
Right.
I wasn't told to go to college. Wasn't told none of those things.
Mhm.
Right after high school, hey, you're gonna get you a job. And I would have been, a little grateful if they would have been like, hey, get you a job at Lowe's, Home Depot,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
But it was a warehouse. So that kind of broke something in me. I was like, hey, man, this 9 to 5 is like, it's for the birds, bruh. And I'm not built for it. I ain't built for it at all.
All right, look, we're gonna take another little short break. We're gonna come back. We want to talk about your art as far as what you think about art in the society of today and
Ooh,
how does it play. Okay.
I'm ready for that.
Okay, cool. Be right back.
Thank you for listening to Spit to the Beat podcast. Want to know how you can help? Be a sponsor by going to our website at www.spittothebeatpodcast.com and click the support tab. You can also join us each and every week live at YouTube at Spit to the Beat. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow. Thank you for your support.
And welcome back to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacey, aka Be Unstoppable Prayer, and joining me in the studio, my special guest, Jason, the artist, the painter, everything. This young man is really taking off with his art around the city of Memphis. If you have not seen it, I'm sure he's been somewhere close by that you can see his work. But he's gonna give you more detail about that later on in the show. So we're back. We're talking about your artwork and stuff like that. How does art plays in today's society? You know, art is art, but your art,
hmm
your field. What is your take on that?
My take on it, art is very important in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Art was produced for one reason only, and that was to speak life. That was the main thing art was made for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, we didn't get left away from it, but my role is to try to bring it back to our roots. Like we are stationed to create a reality off of what we want to see.
Yeah.
And we want to see life, we want to see love, we want to see unity. So every artist paint those type of things because those things are very important. Art is very essential to society. And when we get back to the the foundation of what art is, I mean, I truly believe that everything will go back, everything will change for our good. That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can't speak for everybody, but that's what I believe.
Cool. What was your background as far as studying art? Did you go to college for it, or how did that come?
So my background, man, it started just with pencil and paper. Like,
Okay.
man, I remember, and I tell this story a lot. That's what makes it so funny. I came home from school one day, and I had a cousin. He was in the back room. He was watching Dragon Ball Z. He was
Mhm.
sitting down drawing. I walked up on him. I'm like, "What's that?" He was like, "It's Dragon Ball Z." I'm like, "Dude, I know what Dragon Ball Z is. What's that you're doing?" And he was like, I'm doing a drawing of Goku." So I'm like, "I want to learn." He showed me how to do it. Simple lines. Boom. I made the face. I'm like, this is what I want to do. And it felt like, you know how when you're under the water and you're longing for that breath of fresh air?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It felt like I'm finally breathing for the very first time. And that was at the age of 6. So after that, I've been drawing for the rest of my life. And then I attended art college. I attended art college back in 2013, and I got around it like-minded people like myself
Mhm.
that was going after the goals that I wanted to go after. And it just added even more fuel to the fire. So now I'm 31 years old and I can't eat, sleep, drink without doing some type of art,
Wow.
without even thinking about it. I think about art constantly. So my studies at MCA was just what to do to get better,
Mhm.
how to better my craft, how to be intentional with every piece that I create. Art history was one of my favorite classes. I never talked about it though, um, but I wanted to be very intentional with my art pieces. So I learned from the masters, and I dedicated myself to a um, lifelong love and passion of art. So that's what I did.
Well, let me ask you this. In saying what you just said,
Mhm.
what would be your motivation to tell young up and coming artists, painters who want to get into it, to not to quit?
Man, not s- every young artist out there. It's simple. Remember why you got started and have fun. Those are the two things. And I promise you, take this from someone that has been doing it for years. I remember why I got started and I have fun.
Mhm.
Yes, I get paid, but I have fun. And like surround yourself with people that's either where you want to be or going where you want to go. Don't surround yourself with um bottom mind type people. Surround yourself with people that speak life, with people that speak positivity, with people that want better for themselves, because when they want better for themselves, they're gonna want better for you as well.
Right.
So if you are a young artist and you're trying to stay motivated, hang out with people that's motivated.
There you go. There you go. Hey, couldn't say it better. Let's just say this last question.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any upcoming projects? I mean, look like you said, you just left a painting coming here to be on the podcast
Man,
as we speak. So anything coming up for, like, I know we got Memphis in May coming up. You gonna draw anything, paint anything for that?
I'm working on that right now.
Okay.
But I just got done doing discussing with Choose 901. Just got done discussing with them. I'm gonna be painting live at their women's event on the 16th.
Okay.
Beyond excited for that right there. Be looking out for it.
Are you gonna take?
Um,
Hold on, let me jump in. Are
Go
you?
ahead, go ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
excited. Are you gonna take that painting with you, the one with the black women on you?
Man, I
Gonna,
would.
that's gonna sell.
Like, with that piece right there, I want that to be part of my one man art show.
Okay.
So I want to do a one man art show this year,
Uh-huh.
sometime in July, because that's around my birthday month and
That's the
everything like
piece
that.
right there. Yeah.
But if they ask me to bring that to post up somewhere,
I think you should bring it anyway.
hey, you know what? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send them a text message. I'm like, hey, I got this painting. Can I bring that with me
Yeah.
while I'm working on this other painting?
Exactly.
Because what they just want something that um that 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 provides unity with the women in our city.
Okay.
So with Choose 901, if you're familiar with them, they're all about positivity over our city. And when they saw me, and what makes it so funny, they saw me painting this live
Mhm.
at Crosstown Concord
Yeah.
over there in the downtown on Midtown area.
Mhm.
So, the young man came out, he started talking to me. He was like, hey, man, is this yours? Started talking to him about my work, about my vision. He did a like free recording of me working on this piece, like a small like type of interlude or whatever. and it blew up. So the one of the big time executives with Choose 901 reached out to me and asked me to do a painting for them, and the rest is history. But to answer your question, man, I got a lot going on. I got a lot coming up.
Cool. Look, tell the audience, how can they find you on social media platforms? How can they reach you?
So you can find me on anything at my name, Jason Colbert. Or if you want to find me at my business, Life in Colors Studio. Like when I tell you I'm super easy to find, it was on purpose. I'm super easy to find.
I think I seen you had posted on social media a lady presented you with a picture or something, a plaque with your thumbnail.
Oh my
That
God.
was amazing.
Let me
go ahead.
And that's one of the man, I don't want to get emotional, but that's one of the things that, like, you know, it adds on to my why. Because that's an artist that I look up to. So when you have seasoned vets that you look up to acknowledge you,
yeah,
and I'm young,
yeah.
So this is a seasoned veteran in art, has started her own business. She got her own sticker company, all of those things. And she reached out to me offering a plaque with my fingerprint on. So I knew it was going to be awesome, but I didn't know it was going to be like that.
And you didn't know it was that?
No, I did. So when she showed it to me, and I had to make sure everybody understood, like, man, those emotions in that video was real.
I believe it.
Like, I was almost at tears because I was like, man, like, okay, you one of the reasons I keep going. And like I said, to have somebody that's a seasoned veteran tell you that you inspire them, I'm like, man, I'm still young. So I'm like, wow, okay.
But they can definitely find you all over social media, Facebook or YouTube,
Everything.
Instagram. Okay, good.
Everything.
And what's that phone number again? Say that however you want, if you want to contact you or by email. However.
You want to contact me, I give everybody my number. I don't care who it is. You want to contact me, it's 662-812-3296. Facebook, I answer all of my messages direct and as fast as I possibly can too. And like I said, I'm easy to find, easy to get in contact with. I ain't hard to find at all.
Good. All right, there you have it. Jason Colbert on Spit to the Beat podcast, joining me live in the studio, talking about art and his passion behind the brush. Thank you again for joining us on Spit to the Beat podcast. And is there any final thing you would like to say? Any shout outs you'd like to give out?
I want to give a shout out to first thing I want to give a shout out to you for inviting me. Like, you have no idea that this is an honor. Like, I feel love, appreciated for that. And second, if I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, at home taking care of our magnificent kids, being who you are, always speaking life over me, over our situations. And another thing, I want to give a shout out to those who believed in me. And if you don't mind me saying this,
go ahead.
I made a post on Facebook, probably like 3 years prior. 3 years ago, I was like, I was born in 2000. I was born in 1992. I didn't start living until 2016. So a lot of people in 2016 spoke life to this. I would not be here if it was not for them. My church, Divine Life, my pastor, Apostle Tony Wade, all of them. I love y'all so much. I honor y'all. I respect y'all. And I would not be here if it was not for y'all. So those are people I definitely want to shout out.
Great. All right, there you have it. Jason Colbert, the artist, the painter, the everything. This young man is definitely, y'all want to keep your eye out on him. His painting will go worldwide. He's in the city, all over the city. So if you need to get in touch with him, he just gave you the information. He'll be glad to work with you on anything or any project that is comfortable for you and him as well. Thank you again for joining us on Spit to the Beat podcast, and we are out. Thank you for watching Spit to the Beat podcast. Join us again for another live episode next week.